What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer, and I'm back with another reaction video, courtesy of Game Informer's month-long coverage of Forspoken. They have released 10 minutes of brand new gameplay footage today, and yeah, if you've watched my last few reactions to this game, you'll know that I have a few qualms with it regarding how the combat looks, but overall, I'm still excited to play this game, and I am excited to see what they're going to show here, so let's just jump into it.
Hello friends and welcome to New Gameplay Today. I am Alex Stadnik and we have a special treat for you. We have the dream team behind the
Ooh.
Forspoken cover story
The bit rate,
here today to
since it's
go over
video to
Forspoken. We
video
have
from a video.
Kim K-Star Wallace. Hello friend.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going well. Let's see some magic spells here.
Yeah, and then of course, you know where you love her, the star of GDC if I'm not mistaken, Jill Grove.
Yeah. Hi everyone.
This
So
is the
again, I
last
think it's
video
the
we are going
camera
over
that's
for
really got
Forspoken,
me.
but
It
it's a
just
short one.
feels
It's
so
a maybe
erratic.
8-minute long video, and we're showing off, like the title says, new gameplay, and we're starting it off in what I believe is called, or referred to as a sideways city. Kim, do you want to go into what's going on here?
Yeah, each realm that you visit will be affected by the break differently with like a different characteristic front and center. And in the case of this castle town, everything has literally been twisted. So,
Again, I have
it'll
this at
cause like
1080
certain parts
60.
of the city to
It's just
like a sideways
whatever
city
video to
free
video,
to traverse is
it's
the same
looking like this.
here.
Whatever you're seeing is what I'm
And
seeing.
it not only kind of looks cool on a visual level, but I'm really like interested to see the opportunities for parkour and like the warp reality, represented, and like it's an interesting way
Oh,
to
they're shiny
present like
particles.
this area of
Right.
of the world. And like I said, each one will have kind of its different, but it kind of fits with the fairy tale element, right? This like twisted city that's like all sideways all of a sudden and just wrong.
Right.
Yeah, and you've got
I'm
that
still utterly
beautiful
confused by how
rainbow
this
of
magic
footage
system
they
works.
revealed to us specifically. And so you've got these very beautiful, like lush surroundings and trees and flowers. And in the midst of all of that is this city, which should be this very lovely. I imagine when people lived here, it was a very bustling, lovely place to live. But now
Yeah.
you've got these are people I would not want to meet on the street.
No,
That's
no,
good.
we're
It
not
looks like
gonna
you
hang out
can,
with these people.
like, each one can be
Zombies.
swapped out.
I think I saw ogre for one of them. And going back to it too, if this is the first video you
Like,
have
each
watched
one
of
is a
Forspoken,
designated group
welcome
of
puppy.
magic, and it can
The
be
break
swapped out. That's what it looks
is
like.
the mythical storm that has enraptured this area, right? And it causes things to mutate. I don't know if mutate is
I mean,
the technical
despite the
term I'm
horrible
using in
bit
this,
rate,
but you know,
the game does look
Very
good.
good term.
yeah. I mean, this.
But
I would
again,
say
that was
I would
never
find
my problem with the
these
game.
goons in an X-Men comic at some point.
I mean, people have turned into zombies. Animals have been really twisted and warped. Yeah,
Right.
It's not a good look. And Frey, like I said, ends up like being transported from her life in New York.
See, like right there, it looked like
Ordinary girl on hard times, and
she's
she
like
just
she dodged out, but
ends
then
up
she got
here,
stuck, so
and
she
she just
like
wants to
pushed
go
back.
home because who would
It
want,
just
like, she thought her problems were
something
hard in New
about the
York.
way she
Well,
moves
they're
Yeah,
like,
you show
feels
up
oh yeah.
in a
erratic
magical
and
land that has this horrible
incoherent.
mist that's changing everybody into
Again, that's what
zombies
it
and
looks like to
monsters
me.
and mindless
For all
creatures.
I know, it feels
And
amazing
then
and it
all of
plays
a sudden,
amazing.
Frey finds out somehow. We don't know exactly how, but we find out that she is immune to the break and what's happening. So the people of Athia are really looking to her as some sort of
Okay, so it
help
looks like you can
us
swap them
because
out
Yeah.
for some
even if they
reason
are on
we're not,
cooldown.
affected by this, and we'll all die if we touch any of this fog.
Yeah.
So
At least
she's
that
kind of in a place where she
bottom right
just
one
wants to
is.
go home because she like suddenly finds herself in a world with like these horrible monsters. And of course you'd want to just go home, but everybody else in the world is, especially her companion, which is Cuff, the talking bracelet that she has on her arm there, is really pushing her to become some kind of hero, and she's not that big into that idea. She just,
Man, they feel
ended up
really, they
here
look
somehow
really
and doesn't want
spongy.
to save the world. She's very reluctant to be doing what she's doing. She's just trying to find a way to get back to her life.
Yeah, definitely. I
The
do want to.
magical abilities aren't cool enough for her to stay.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I'll give up the magic.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I do want to point out, and if you're watching this video, I don't need to spell this out for you, but the particle effects in this game look incredible.
Oh,
And
so good.
and
Yep.
you really
I mean,
like there was.
I'm
Like,
assuming they would look even better
tornado
if the
going,
bitrate wasn't
and they
piece of
used,
shit.
like, I think the fan bolts, and just the combination of things looks so good, and I think that's what I'm most excited for in this is the huge amount of spells that people can use.
The variety looks great.
Yeah, and the color palette of the spells look beautiful too. And,
Yeah.
and Jill, you did a lot of work on kind of cataloging the spells that we've seen thus far, right?
I did. I wrote a whole thing about 20 of the spells that we had seen, and you can kind of get an idea of what's there. Speaking about the particles, they really are using the PS5,
See,
which
look,
is exciting to see
God,
because we haven't seen a lot of
that
games that are
erratic
like
camera and
PS5
movement. It's like they're not
geared.
cohesive together.
So
It's
you
just
get a lot of
so
particles, you're
off-putting
getting
to
a
me.
lot of movement, you're getting a lot happening on the screen at the same time. So it's really cool to see all of that coming together. For the spells, in particular, we do have three different types. Right now, it seems like she's using kind of the bottom right, which is your attack magic. This is stuff that you can kind of use over and over again. It's your basic attack. On the left, you can see that she's just summoned a couple of fire monsters to help her out.
Yeah.
That's stuff that you can do, but it does have a cooldown, so you have to like keep an eye out for when you're using it. And it's
Okay,
all
so it does
support
look like
magic,
even when
so
the other
it's
one's on
not
cooldown, you
necessarily
can
going to
swap it
do
out.
direct
It does
damage.
look
A
like
lot of
that.
the times, you've got things that are going to buff you or like have minions that pop up and sort of help you out. And then here it looks like she's using the big, top of the pyramid magic,
Yeah.
where you like summon big walls of lava or water or lightning or whatever.
Right.
But those ones are so few and far between, you can't use them frequently. So you do have to decide when it's important to use them. And that's really cool because
I'm getting more out of this
you
video
do
about the
have a difference
combat than the
between your
actual combat
attack
video they
support
released.
and like fighting magic and the like magical parkour that you also
There's
see her
gathering
using. So
stuff,
she's got
so
two
crafting.
different sort of sources here. So right now it's all the parkour magic, so none of that has like cooldown, but it does have
Fall damage.
it's kind of like a stamina
So there is fall
mechanic, not
damage.
exactly. And you want to keep your eye on that because, as you just saw, she jumped off of a giant cliff and used a sort of levitating spell, which looks amazing. But if you jumped off that cliff and then suddenly realized you don't have the magic necessary or the resources necessary to call that magic up, and you hit the ground, you will die. There is fall damage in this game.
Fall damage. See how they
There we go.
position that right there, so you didn't take it with that gravity spell. That's nice.
For sure. Is there any? We're coming to the end of the video here. Is there any final thoughts y'all want to give to our community, our viewers, before we close the book on the Forspoken cover story? Kim, we can start with you.
I mean, like I said, it looks like it has a lot of potential. I'm very curious to get hands on with it to see how it feels, but I like what I see here.
Yeah, for sure. Jill, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited after seeing some of these new spells and the combination of
I showed this before.
magical parkour and spells and running through the world, that this is going to be a sort of fast-paced, fun, beautiful thing to look at.
For sure. Yeah, I think being here as long as I have now, which is still not a ton of time, I have learned the cover stories really, I feel like one of the good marks of them is like, were you excited for this game before, and if not, are you now? And I definitely like this went from this kind of ambiguous entity to being something I'm genuinely looking forward to when it comes out in October. They definitely have some things to prove, right? We've gone over that on the site already, but I'm looking forward to finally getting my hands on it later this year. Thank you both for joining us. Friends, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. because our next cover story is coming in. I don't know when, but soon. And I don't think it's one you're going to want to miss. So if you miss any of the Forspoken stuff, we have full archive of it on GameInformer.com/Forspoken and YouTube.com/GameInformer. Thanks for watching. Be good to one another, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so that was Game Informer's latest and last video for Forspoken. And yeah, okay, besides the terrible bit rate, because I'm assuming it's capturing video from video, and I double checked, I had it at 1080 60 on YouTube, so that's just how it looked. But even with the crappy bit rate, the game does look good. I've said it multiple times. That's not a problem I have with a game. A game can look like shit to me, but if it plays good, that is all that matters to me. It can look like shit, but if it plays great, I'm in. And that's where I have my misgivings for this game. Because yes, it's pretty, the particle effects are pretty. There were a couple of pop in here and there, but that's gonna be forever and a day until they iron that stuff out. But again, it's just there's something about the way the combat looks that doesn't look right to me. It's like it looks like the player is fighting the camera, if that makes any sense. It looks like the camera is trying to keep up with the player, and the player is just, trying to like get away from the camera. I don't know how. It sounds weird, but that's what it looks like to me. Because there's just so many times where like the character will just fly towards a section of the camera, like to the side, and like the camera will lose it, and then the camera will go try to follow it, and the other character would already be jumping out, and the camera's like trying to follow it that way. It's just it felt so erratic and incohesive, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The combat, again, I think they explained the combat better in this video than they did in their actual combat video they released a while back. Like I didn't get anything from that video. This video I actually understood, and I was actually able to figure out myself like, oh, looking at it, I can see what these things do. But again, this could all be nothing. The game could, well, in your hands, maybe it looks like that, but maybe in your hands when you're actually playing, it feels amazing. That could totally be the case. I could be totally wrong. But as of now, how it stands, something about the way the combat looks feels janky, erratic, and incoherent. And that's me. That's just me. But those are my thoughts, my reaction. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below. I'd appreciate any and all feedback. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, take care and have a good game.